Hey, sweetie pies. How's everybody doing? All right. Hello, my dear Haunson. I'm still laughing about the Tarzan from last night. If Uzaji comes on through, I'll have to give her our review. Hello to Love Shine. Hello to Jillian. Hello to Tamai. Hello to Stephanie. Hello to Maria. Nice to see all you guys. Tamai, you were really quick. Stephanie also coming on through, but I do have Jillian and Love Shine that sent something through PayPal a few hours ago. So the list is Love Shine, Jillian, Tamai, and Stephanie. All right. Hi, sweetheart. I got you, Jillian. I know, Tamai. I know. If you go through PayPal, you end up usually passing before because you end up donating before the live begins, and I try to keep everybody into the order that they donated. So yeah, but I will be with you shortly, okay, Tamai? I will. I'll try to not babble too much, or you don't have to wait forever. You're first donating tonight, but I had PayPal's before, so we're going to start this off over here with Love Shine. I'm going to start off right away. My beautiful Jillian, you're going to be second, Tamai, and Stephanie. So let's move on forward with this so nobody waits too long. And I appreciate your effort to come on in, like, first. I do. So let me just go make sure. I don't think that Love Shine has anything that is specific. Thank you, my beautiful Valerie, my sweet love. Valerie, you are going to be on up after Stephanie, sweetheart. And if Valerie, if you're stepping into the chat, I'll be with you in about 15 minutes or so, sweetie. I have a couple of people ahead of you, my sweet love. It is nice to see you. Olivia, nice to see you. I'm sorry. You changed your name. Yeah. Venom, you wanted a manly, tough name. I think it suits you. Why not, sweetie? Why not? Thank you, Valerie, my love. Sometimes it's not about the name. Sometimes it's about the character. And to be manly is a bunch of characteristics all kind of mixed on in together who make that personality, not just necessarily the name. I could be called Hulk, but I'm so not much a Hulk. That being said, Love Shine, here we go. I'm going to put you at 2 minutes and 40 seconds. I'm going to stop with my nonsense. Here we go. Hey, Banks. Nice to see you, sweetie pie. Oh, my gosh. You guys are all coming in so early, and I love you guys for doing so. Please don't be too mad at me. I'll be with you guys for Valerie and Banks in about 20 minutes, okay, sweeties? And I'll leave you guys timestamps. So if you want to go have a bowl of yogurt, dinner, have a drink, I don't know, have a bath, whatever, watch TV, YouTube. Yeah, I'll be with you guys in about 20 minutes. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, so here we go. Love Shine, you're on up first. Love Shine, my sweetie pie. Magician. So this is in regards to the wife. Do you also have our Ten of Cups, and we do have our King of Wands. Quite frankly, over here, my sweet love, I'm gonna have to say, in regards to the wife, things seem to be going into a good way. All right. Ten of Cups is not necessarily about an overload of abundance, but it is about happiness, togetherness, and to the family and everything of the such. So you're going to go get a burrito? Oh, please do so. Burrito sounds good. Enjoy, my love. Hello, MR. Nice to see you, sweetie. I am going to say, MR, you're going to be up in about 25 minutes. Okay, my love? I'll try to be with you guys as quickly as I can, sweeties. So yeah, I'm basically seeing over here, sweetie pie, that I'm still not going to say everything with a wife is perfect and abundant and everything of the such, but I'm not going to say that things are horrible. I'm going to say things are going on to things are going well, okay? You've been wondering, and you asked me, like, are they going to be having socks? I don't see socks, but are they happy? They seem to be happy, so today seems to be a good day. All right, my beautiful MR, thank you so very much, my sweet love. If your question's already in PayPal, perfect. If not, don't write them right away, however, because I do have a couple of people before you, okay, MR? Not a problem, not a problem, Venom Black Man. Whatever suits you and whatever you want, then it is yours. That being said, my beautiful love Sean, I also do have over here our Page of Pentacles followed out by the Star, and I do also have our Eight of Pentacles. Sweetie, in regards to you, we have a lot of hopes, a lot of desires, a lot of wanting to put effort and wanting to like say different things or offer different things or move on forward in different kind of things. So I'm actually gonna have to say I feel like the energy towards you is more of an energy of like with the wife, it's more we're content, things are going well. With you, it's I'm content, but I want more. My pleasure, Venom. It is not up to me to judge whatsoever. I never judge. I listen. I understand. And that's it. I listen and I understand. Whatever is good for you, it is good for you, my love. We all have different things that we need. Hi, Dan. How are you doing, sweetie pie? And how's your wife? As for what does he want to say that he is not saying or that he's kind of hiding, wanting, this appears really often into your readings, wanting to spend more time with you, wanting to take more action towards you, and really, quite frankly, telling you that he loves you. So I don't have anything bad into what he's hiding. Like I've said before, sometimes hiding information is not a bad thing. It's just not saying something. You know, sometimes you love somebody, but you don't say it because you don't know if they're going to want it or if they're going to want to hear it or so. That's it. See, it's not always a bad thing. Can be a really good thing. Moving on forward into the messages he has for you. Four of Wands. Jillian, let me know if you're here. You're next. And then Tamai. So Tamai, you're up in about 5 minutes. Jillian, 2 minutes, sweetheart. Love messages for you. Four of Wands. Also do have our Four Swords yet in reverse. And we have our 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful abundance coming your way, sweetheart. Beautiful love coming your way. And wanting to have that beautiful closeness at the same time. So, you know what? I'm going to say good for you, sweetie. He does love you and he does want more beautiful moments and more get-togethers with you. So I know you're still going to worry about the wife, but try not to worry too much, sweetheart. Aw, Dan, you're such a sweetie pie. You are. Let's go see Jillian. I'm going to go and see what your questions are. In just one moment, I'm going to log into PayPal. Just one little moment. Up next is going to be Tamai and Stephanie. All right. Once, and I have to say, I woke up this morning and the first thing I told Matthias, well, actually when he woke up, because he woke up many hours after me being a teen now, the first thing I told him is, honestly, I swear to you, the Tarzan move was a complete fluke, but it was hilarious. And he's asking, he's like, seriously, Mom, was that the only part of the movie where that person was like that? I'm like, really? Yeah. And he's like, why? I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. I can't even say a moment of craziness. What the heck? All right, Jillian, here we go. It was funny, though. I almost want to watch the movie again with him just to prove to him that that was it. All right. I hope Uzaji comes on in. We have things to discuss. So, Jillian, let me go and get your answers in regards to your career, my beautiful love. So that's what we're going to go and see. All right, just one little second. And here we go. My computer is a little bit buggy, but just one second. your workload becomes really heavy suddenly, and is your boss doing it intentionally? We're going to go and see. Okay. All right, we're just going to go over here because just one little moment. Just give me one little second that I'm lagging on my OBS. I'm just going to try to fix it. Just one second. All right. Let me do that. All right, sweetheart. Tamai and Stephanie, followed up by Valerie. Next reading is my loves. So what is happening with work? King of Wands, the first one coming on through. Also have our Hierophant. And we have our Temperance. And we have our Three of Pentacles. I feel like your reputation at work altogether, I feel like it comes through that you're somebody who's very capable, somebody who's very dependable, and somebody who's willing to put the work in altogether. You collaborate really well with people at the very same time, and what you do seems to be completely noticed. I do have to say, even though I don't necessarily feel like they speak about it all that much. Like, I don't feel like it's flashy recognition. I feel like it's people quietly knowing that you do what you're doing and that they can count on you. And the part that can seem annoying or disappointing is when I said quiet, because they keep quiet. They don't say it out loud. You know, when you do something fantastic or you're doing such a great job, it's so nice even just to have somebody say, oh my God, like you've saved us today, or you're doing such a fantastic job, or oh my God, how do you do it? You know, you amaze me. Like just anything that would be positive, a beautiful compliment to make you want to continue to become better, to be strong, to give as much as you possibly can, and to know that it's somewhere you're recognized. But that's something that seems to be lacking. But I do believe that people are observing your work, but they're not speaking it. So will it actually be recognized? Since it is being seen, is it actually going to be recognized? I'm actually going to have to say I do believe that it is going to be recognized. I do believe that slowly that potential of becoming more visible is happening. It's not going to happen into one boom kind of a way. I feel like for a certain amount of time, however, you've been overlooked. Like, I feel like you haven't been, I don't want to say judged, but you haven't been evaluated into the correct way. So, I feel like you will start within, not right away, within the following 4 to 6 weeks, receiving more praise from leadership, being trusted with something that is more important, better assignments, better opportunities, increased visibility. I just kind of feel as though they're slowly going to start to actually acknowledge that you've contributed a lot and your importance. So I'm going to say keep on working hard, but don't do it until somebody finally notices, because you're already being noticed. Just continue to give the best that you possibly can, because you're already doing enough and you're already having that recognition. It's just not being verbally said. So will it actually be rewarded? I'm going to say yes. I do feel as though it will. I feel like it's going to come on through. It could be a new role. It could be just more money coming towards you. It could also be better responsibilities, an opportunity to advance. There's something that is concrete into the benefits that's going to be coming towards you into the fall period. So we're going to be entering that period soon. So yes, there's definitely potential for efforts to translate into something that's going to be very tangible for you. So don't give up in any kind of a way. Now, when you say, does your boss actually do this intentionally? There's a certain avoidance, there's a certain withholding information, there's indirect behavior, there's people who are not being completely transparent, but I wouldn't say that this person is doing it purposely, like to sabotage you. That I would not go there. I feel as though maybe things are being handled indirectly or a little bit strategically, but I don't necessarily feel like they're doing it on purpose so that you feel like you're not recognized, that you're getting all the load and you're working really, really hard and everything as such. So I'm actually going to have to say I feel like the communication is not all that good. I'm going to say decisions are being made without fully explaining them, which kind of creates a little bit of that psychological chaos, if you will. And that's what I'm seeing. I also feel like there's office politics that you're not quite seeing yet because they're not being exposed. So I would not necessarily say that your boss is deliberately doing things against you. I would more say I feel as though things are being communicated into a different kind of a way, and I need you to pay attention, but I don't feel like there's anything bad or malicious that is coming towards you in regards to your boss. So my advice is honestly, be visible, be confident, speak about your accomplishments, and don't wait for somebody else to, to say, hey, you're doing a great job. Realize it yourself, acknowledge it yourself, because it is being acknowledged. It's just not necessarily being financially acknowledged, but it will. Give it a little bit of time. The fall is coming on through. Something good should come towards you, sweetie pie. Julie, where's Julie? Oh, there's Julie. Hi, sweetie pie. Nice to see you, sweetie. Julie, thank you so very much, my beautiful love. I'm going to come and see you probably in about 15 minutes or so, okay? I'll send you a message, my love. Oh, Dan. Yeah, I'm going to let Hanson talk about that. No. Honestly, Dan, we both gave it like a 7 or an 8 on 10. There were some really weird parts that made no sense, but altogether it was not a bad movie. It was not a bad movie. Yeah, there's flaws, but it's not bad. Jillian, I'm sending you much love, sweetheart. You've got this, beautiful. Remember how good you are. Remember how good you are, and it will be recognized. Yeah, it was good, honestly. It was good. Yeah. It was a little bit shocking at certain places. Yeah. Like the cave, right, Hanson? That was kind of shocking. But yeah, no, it was good. It was good. Tamai, here we go, sweetie pie. Let me go and see. Tamai, what do I have for you? So Tamai followed out by Stephanie. All right. What do they feel about your messages? How's they feel about you now? Let's go see. Yeah, that's it. It's not bad. It's really not bad, honestly. But I think Dan's God now, Juan, so I think it's just me and you talking to each other. All right. It was not a bad movie. It was not. So here we go. Like I'd watch it again. I'd watch it again. Sure. All right. Stephanie and Valerie. Stephanie, Valerie, and Banks are up next, followed by MR and Julie. Just so you guys know a little bit where you're at. So here we go, my beautiful Tamai. What have we got going on through? All right, so his energy after the message. What did Jay think and feel after he actually received the message? King of Swords. He received it, acknowledges it, and is thinking about it. Curious, observant, mentally active. Symbolically, I feel like we read the message more than once, and we're kind of wondering, what exactly did you necessarily mean behind the words that you said? And I don't want to know, and I don't need to know what you said. I'm just saying this is what he is thinking. So it's almost like if he's analyzing the words that you said, and maybe there could be different type of ideas or perspectives, like I could say this candle is red, and you could say, well, I think it's more like a dark pink. It's a perspective. That's what I'm saying. There is a sentence that you sent out. There are things that you sent out, and I feel like you might not have the same understanding about it, is what I'm saying. So there is an energy of overthinking, like, well, why are you saying this now? What do you really want him to understand? So even if the outward response is kind of restrained, I feel like, honestly, well, you gave him something to think about. Now, how does he actually feel about you at this moment? Honestly, my love, I still feel like there's a lot of a connection between you guys. There's a lot of beautiful memories. There's regret. There's a lot of familiarity. There's a lot of thinking about reaching on out. There's a lot of emotional history. I feel like you're not somebody from the past to him. And that's important, because when we classify people into the past, that's when we classify them as, well, it's a next, or it's a so what. You're not classified into that zone. You're still into the present zone. So what I will say is this. I feel as though you guys have a very strong emotional history. I feel as though there's an emotional association between the both of you guys and what you guys did share. I feel like we're kind of looking back a little bit at the memories, but we're trying to more kind of move on forward and get the information to move on forward than actually looking on back. So I'm going to say there's a lingering affection and nostalgia that I can have at this moment, but we don't know what to do with it. So there's a lot of unknown, of insecurity, I will say. So that's why he's keeping to himself. This is about him being very guarded. There's feelings that he doesn't want to expose, because doing so is going to make him more vulnerable. And then he could be conscious about trying to maintain that control over the situation rather than letting emotions kind of dictate his actions. So I'm going to say he feels, but he doesn't show it. So what is happening emotionally beneath the surface? My main word, and that's the key word, is uncertainty. Jay doesn't have everything sorted out at this moment, not even internally, in any kind of way. There's mixed emotions, wanting to understand the past, but also simultaneously being unsure about what should happen to the following steps. So I feel like we have to be careful. I feel like the caution that is coming on through is assuming that the silence or a delayed response automatically means a certain thing. I feel like there's a lot of things that are going on emotionally that he is not willing, not able to articulate at this moment. So where does the connection stand? At this moment, I'm actually going to have to say we're revisiting the past. We're trying to get somewhat of a new awareness. This could bring you guys to a new conversation, to a realization, to maybe even somewhat of a second chance. But the most important part upon all of this is to get the clarity. I feel as though Jay is not wanting any conflicts. I feel like Jay wants to reconnect emotionally, but the relationship is going to have to be approached differently than before. So we're going to have to stay very far away from the old dynamics, the old conversations, the old fights. We don't want to revisit them. So my bottom line over here is that the message did matter to him. It definitely did stir a lot of emotions within him. It prompted him to think about different things. At this moment, the energy feels more like it's curiosity and memories and guarded feelings and uncertainty followed out by reflection. So there's a lot of emotional history between the both of you guys. Nothing is set in stone yet. I'm going to say let his actions reveal what his feelings are not necessarily always able to do so. So leave him time to come towards you and answer to that message, my sweet love. Mm-hmm. Brittany, I don't know. Yeah, it was, right, Hanson? I don't quite know what you're talking about or who is actually coming from what. And since I don't quite know exactly what you're following on through with, and I kind of feel like you're mixing yourself on into somebody else's reading, I am going to delete what you have said. Yes. Tamai. Hi, Nella. It is nice to see you, sweetie. Have you been drinking some type of soda and you're up? I don't know. Should you tell him not to worry about it? Because you just want him to know he hurt my feelings and why, and I don't really want to get into it. You want to move on. Yeah. I don't know. Brittany. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying. It kind of looks like, but I could be wrong because I'm busy doing a reading. Yeah. I just don't want your energy to mix on up with somebody else's at this moment. So let's just separate both things and it'll be perfect. The Tamai. It is nice to see you, Nella, sweetie. Yeah. Should you... I know what you sent out, sweetheart. I know what you sent out, and I know that you're into a period where you're wondering a lot of questions what you should do. If you really did send out like a really long text or something of the such, honestly, he already knows what he's done. He already knows that you're hurt. He knows all those things, which doesn't mean that it's not necessary for you not to talk about it. But it just kind of adds like another brick to the layer. It seems kind of heavy. So I'm gonna say you don't want to get back into it, but you did want to express it. Basically, if I would maybe let it a little bit go like that. If you do want to send out a message like right away because you do feel like something's a little bit off or something of the such, please do so. But if you are, keep it nice and simple. Like, I'm sorry if my previous message was a little bit emotional. I don't want to get back into the past. Just want to know if we can move on forward into the future. I miss you. Something of the such. Short, sweet, and simple. That's going to help you to move on forward more than anything else. Because the past and the hurt and all those things, you guys can discuss about when you're reconnected and back together. But at this moment, it's a little bit like a fiery exchange and it's not going to help you. So you're better, yes, to move on forward and get back to that later on at another moment than to actually discuss about it right now. Yeah. Thank you, my dear Juanson. Thank you, sweetie. So I'm going to say if you want to, definitely do so, my beautiful love, but keep it nice, short, and sweet. Okay, sweetie? Nice, short, and sweet, my love. Other than that, if you don't want to necessarily do it tonight, that's okay. Also, you do not have to in any kind of a way. Wait to see if he responds on back. Give him a couple days, and if he doesn't, then maybe you can send off that message saying, you know, I didn't want to reopen old wounds. I really just want to be able to move on forward. Are you interested into it? Yes or no? That's it. you too, Venom, sweetie. Yeah, Juanson, honestly, this is just weird, ain't it? I know, it's just weird. I don't even know. The Tamai, if you need any help along the way and you're kind of wondering what to do throughout the day, send me a message, sweetie. Yeah, I wasn't going to be too constant. I was going to go and send you a message saying, this is just weird. I don't even know what to do with it. I was going to say the next is a block. But yeah, I don't know. Up to you. That's a you thing. Stephanie's current feelings and intentions for you. So Tamai, reach out towards me if you need any help. Okay, sweetheart. We'll discuss and we'll work on through it together, sweetie pie. Let's go see for our beautiful Stephanie. Then I'm going to be with Valerie. So Valerie, let me know if you are here. And then we're going to be with Banks. So Banks, also need to know if you're here, sweetheart. All right. Okay. So Stephanie, here we go. Your timestamp. Oh no, seriously. And you know what, Hanson? I have to say, just 1 second. All right. Ozaji! We've been waiting for you to come on in. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, Hanson's going to give you the overall recap onto the movie that we watched. We watched your movie last night, sweetie. We did. I'm going to let Hanson talk about it as I move on forward into the reading. Mais bonjour, ma belle. Oh, we definitely do. Ah oui. Uh-huh. Nous avons écouté le film hier soir. Et nous l'avons coté. Yes, we did. What do you, by the way, Uzaji, what do you give it out of 10 before we give you our ratings? What was your rating from 0 to 10? Let us know. And then I'm going to let Hanson do the rest. I'm going to go and do the readings. So Stephanie, here we go, sweetie. Okay, see, you're at the same place I'm at. Yes, that's where I'm at too. So Stephanie, you're going to be at 33 minutes. I was between a 7 and an 8. Yeah, but I stopped onto a 7. There were a couple of inconsistencies about it. Oh, the male actor was crazy as heck, especially the Tarzan thing. What the heck was that from? There were a couple little B-movie kind of things going on. But basically, it was good. We enjoyed it. Yeah. Like Hanson, I think, screamed at his TV a few times. Yeah. All right, Stephanie, here we go, sweetie. So, what have we got over here? Current feelings and intentions for you, and this is not your deck. It is not the deck that you like. Let me go and grab it on over here. All right, so Valerie Banks and Julie. Valerie Banks, MR, and Julie. Stephanie, sweetheart. Pain and torture. 3 of Swords. It depicts it very well. King of Wands. No actions at this moment. Page of Swords. Also. All right. We do have some sadness. We do also have some questioning. And we do also have some disappointment regarding the fact when he actually walked away. So what I will say is this. It's very interesting because there's like deep feelings that seem to be controlled rather than being spoken about. So there's an emotional layer that is there, but the emotional layer is being very contained. So this isn't the energy of someone who feels absolutely nothing. It's more, I have feelings, but I'm not showing them, a little bit like a child would do. Yeah, I'm thinking something, but I'm not going to say it. So I feel like there's a little bit of an attempt to appear composed or a little bit detached, even when the emotions underneath are so much more complicated. So I'm going to say, honestly, I do see a lot of nostalgia. We've got a lot of it going on within our Three of Swords, with our Five of Cups, our Ten of Swords, moving on through. There is a very strong past emotional significance that is there. There's memories who surface up unexpectedly, especially memories of happier or more intimate periods of the relationship. There's like a shared history that is there, but there's not necessarily a guarantee for a future reconciliation. The past does matter, but at this moment, this person doesn't know what to do with it. So why is this person not necessarily reaching on out? Because they're mentally stuck. Fear of making the wrong move, overthinking, uncertainty about how you were to respond, feeling trapped by circumstances, not knowing whether reopening the relationship would actually hurt or help. So there's much more than I'm just kind of stuck into my head and I don't care. There's being emotionally stuck. It also means I'm not able to take action. So the intentions at this moment, quite frankly, are still into a very introspective kind of a place. There's nothing that is very action-oriented. We do have our King of Wands reverse, but the thought process is there with our Two of Swords. So I'm going to say this person, Jonathan, needs to understand himself first. That's the thing. He needs to process, he needs to observe, he needs to figure himself out. Could communication return? It could. There's no guarantee, but it could. I'm going to say at this moment, if the connection does return, it's going to have to be understood into a different kind of a way. There is going to have to be a conversation, a realization, and a second chance. So I'm going to say at this moment, sweetheart, I'm not closing any doors, but I'm not going to open any wide neither. It's really going to depend on how he's going to heal, how he's going to figure out, and how he's going to start to actually externalize his feelings instead of internalizing them. So the message that I'm getting from him is that he has not forgotten what you guys had. He just has problems showing it. He doesn't know how to show it. He doesn't know what to do with them. So part of him looks back while another part is kind of afraid of reopening something that he doesn't really quite know how to handle. And so that's what I'm seeing with it, my sweet love. Nah, not too much, Nella. Yeah. Oh, the list. You're wondering what it is. Is it a long list? Oh. Oh, schnitz. I'm going to put you at 35 minutes. Oh, no, you're over here. Valerie's next. I'm completely confused. I have Valerie, I have Banks, I have MR, and I have Julie at this moment, my sweet loves. So, yeah. It's not too long, sweetie pies. Valerie here, let's move on forward. If anybody donates at this moment, they're going to be up in about 15 minutes. That gives you a good idea. So Valerie, let's move on forward and see what we've got for you this week. Let us know if you're here, sweetie. All right. Let's go like that. I'm going to put you a little bit of a timestamp. So up next is Banks, MR, and Julie. Banks, I already have your question. That's perfect. Elaine, you're going to be after Julie. Thank you, sweetie pie. It's the time I'm looking for. I'm looking for 40 minutes. Okay, so here we go. On my dear Banks, here we go. Let's go and see for you. Also, just one moment. All right. So Valerie, upcoming week. MR, if your questions are not into PayPal, you can post them, my love, because you are up in about 5 minutes, sweetie. So MR, if you're around and your questions are not into PayPal, you can please post them, sweetie pie. So my beautiful Valerie, what's going to be up for you this week? More of a forward moving, like fast. It's like the week is going to go by really, really quickly, and there's nothing that is huge that is saying, oh my God, bad things are happening. It's just, it's like, it's going to be a week where you're going to have to juggle a couple things, but everything is going to move on by so quickly, it's almost going to be the weekend again. So it's a very fast moving energy. I feel like this week you're entering into a period where things are picking up more speed. Your new job, your personal life, both of them are picking up speed. The Chariot is talking about you taking the reins, finding your confidence, realizing that you don't have to have everything figured out before moving on forward and doing what you have to do. Now, there may be a moment this week. There may be. That's going to be my downside, but it's not really a downside because I know you're going to ace it. There may be a time this week where you're going to say, can I actually do this? Well, yes, you can. So convince yourself you're good. You can do it. All right. You're still learning. You're still practicing. You're still improving, and you're becoming more confident into your role, job-wise. So into your employment. There's still going to be some moments this week where you're going to be questioning whether you're doing things correctly, but that's just part of the game. The important message is that you seem to be absorbing much more than what you're actually realizing, which is fantastic. And again, don't put too much pressure upon yourself because you're already doing so much better than anybody even thought. So you don't have to prove everything this week. Just keep on learning, keep on socializing, take it one little step at a time. For your relationship with your sweetie pie, honestly, you could end up having a nice conversation this week. Not right away, however, more like Thursday or Friday. You are going to end up spending a little bit of quality time together. You're going to feel more emotionally connected. However, there is one day where you're going to feel like there's an absence, and I feel like it's Wednesday, where you're going to be like, well, why? Or what? I didn't have any news really today, and you're going to be feeling a little bit anxious about that. There's a day, but I feel like it's Wednesday, but you're okay. So I'm going to say your relationship with your sweetie pie, everything is doing fine, sweet love. Your emotional energy, quite frankly, I feel like you feel much more than what you actually do say. But that's okay. That's okay. You're going to have a good week. I don't really feel like you're going to be anxious. I don't really feel like you're going to be stressed. I feel like you're moving on forward. You're preparing for every possible scenario as you move on forward. But I feel like good and positive things are coming towards you. So as much as within your work, as you're getting more used to it, as within your loving relationship with your sweetie pie, things are just making more sense. And because everything is making more sense, it's like that puzzle that I'm always talking about. All those little pieces are coming together, and you almost have the complete puzzle that's going to be completed soon. So have faith into yourself. Have faith into the chapter. You are going to have a good week. Remember, you're learning, you're, adjusting and you're readjusting, but everything is going to make sense, sweetheart. I know, Stephanie. I know that you created all this mess, but he can create the mess. You can be the person who creates the mess and feel the worst about it because you created it. And sometimes because you created the mess, you actually feel really, really bad because you're like, I did this. Now how can I actually go back? Sometimes it's worse when you create the mess. I've got you, my dear Banks, for both of your questions. They're in right on time. Valerie, I'm wishing you a lovely evening, my sweet love. Rest on up, beautiful. Banks, I've got your first question over here. Okay. This. So, Banks, MR, I'm just going to go before I answer Banks and see if your questions are into PayPal. If not, you can post them because I don't believe that I saw them. So MR, if you're around, you can post your questions, but I'm going to go validate. Maybe you put them into PayPal. Banks, I'm coming to see you, sweetie. Okay, hold on. Okay, no, so MR, when you're ready, you can post. That is all good. So, Banks, let me go and answer your questions, my love. Hey, Joy. Yeah, you can, whenever you're ready, sweetie pie. Thank you, my beautiful Joy. Joy, I'm going to be with you in about 15-20 minutes, okay, sweetie pie? And we will leave you a timestamp. Thank you so very much for your donation, sweet love. So Banks, let's start off with your first question, okay? So your first one, Elena got your questions, my love. Your first ones were actually in regards to work, and your second one was something that was more religious in regards to your girlfriend. Let's go see. Let's do this. Let's go do that. Alrighty. So let's start with a new job. All right. As much as I don't feel like you have all the certainty that you want, you're not going anywhere. But you're going to start to see that some things are going to change. Yeah, they're going to change in the right way. I also do have our Magician. So if you've been wanting more security, wanting to have more acknowledgement, kind of wishing for a couple little things to change along the way, yeah, they're going to start to. You're going to start to hear a little bit more. You might even have somewhat of an evaluation coming on up where you're actually going to hear about the very positive things that you're doing. So I'm going to say at this moment, I know that you're working really, really hard to try to master different kind of things. I feel like sometimes you're doing more than what you should, however. So it's not a bad thing. Just make sure that you're not overworked. So I feel like you've been putting a certain or a substantial amount of effort into your job. And I know that your job is very, very demanding. So I feel like sometimes, however, as much as it's very demanding, sometimes I feel as though the bosses or the people higher on up, sometimes I feel like they have unrealistic standards. Sometimes I do. So my message over here is learning is good, it's perfect. And into the learning, sometimes we make mistakes. Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes there's adjustments. But that's part of it. It's not called failing. You're not supposed to know absolutely everything right away. So I'm going to say that that is okay. I feel like your effort is actually much more visible than what you're actually realizing at this moment in time. So as for the job, I'm actually going to have to say I feel like good things are going to be coming towards you. I feel like you're going to have somewhat of a good evaluation coming on through into like the following 3 to 4 weeks. I feel like people are noticing you. Somehow, I feel like some people, however, and I'm not saying this in a negative way, I'm not, but some people are kind of a little bit jealous because either you're moving quicker than they are, or you're putting more effort or more intent, and that kind of scares certain people. But as for the bosses, you're doing fantastic. I can't say anything bad about you, sweet love. Yeah. Absolutely, Joy. Drive safely, sweet love. We will definitely leave you a timestamp in about 20 minutes, okay, sweetie? Now, Banks, as for your follow-up question, the girlfriend. Let's go see about the girlfriend. How does your girlfriend feel about you moving towards her faith? My first question is, for you, Banks, are you doing it for the girlfriend? Well, obviously you are. But are you doing it also because you want it? And that's my main concern. If you want to move towards that, and at the same time it's really good for your relationship with your girlfriend, I say 100%. Just make sure that you find yourself within it, because it's not a little thing. This is religion. It goes to the core of the values, history, how we move on forward into the world every day. So it's important. So let's go and see how we actually feel towards it. Interesting enough, we had that into your first reading also. High Priestess, she's actually liking this. She's trying to figure out things, but she's loving this. Now, this is about tradition, it's about spiritual beliefs, it's about teachings, and it's about established faith. I'm going to say over here what you're doing is something that is very deeply meaningful to her. It's not a casual gesture. It's not I'm going to the flower shop and I'm going to buy you some flowers. All right? Buying her the book that you bought, I feel, has touched her because it demonstrates that you're not just accepting something, that you actually want to understand it. This is very validating in terms of the relationship, in terms of the core foundation of the relationship. So what is she actually wondering with this? I'm actually going to have to say different things. I do. I can't always say positive things. I'd like to, but I can't always. So I'm actually going to say a little bit like our High Priestess. It is black and white. We've got the contrast. So we do have different feelings and thoughts and everything that kind of goes along with it. So what I'm going to say towards you is this. I feel like she may be wondering, are you generally interested into her faith? Is this something that you truly want to explore for yourself? She doesn't want you to explore it for her. She wants you to explore it because it's something that's good and interesting for you. She wonders if you understand how meaningful this is to her. Could this be something that you guys necessarily share together? And what does this actually mean for the future of you guys together as your relationship? So I'm going to say, what is she wondering? The best way that I can sum it on up is hopeful curiosity. So it's very positive. As for what the actual book represents to her, this is about giving and receiving. It's about kind of meeting her halfway. You're not saying I want to be exactly like you. You're saying something important to you matters enough that I'm willing and I'm wanting to understand it. And that, I believe, is very important for her. So I'm going to say this moment what she feels about you. She still sees you as somebody who is becoming more intentional and more confident about your life. Your willingness to explore the outside, different perspectives, and everything of the such kind of means to her that you truly are quite serious about the relationship. And that brings the warmth, it brings the attraction, and it also brings a lot of respect. So my deeper message for you is this. The book itself isn't what matters the most. It's the intention that was actually hidden behind the gift. She's wondering whether this is something that you did that was nice for her, or if you actually want to open up a door to understand a part of who she actually is. So my message to you is you don't have to become somebody or someone else to show that you respect what she believes. Your curiosity, your sincerity, and your willingness to understand is a beautiful sense of love into itself, and she's acknowledging it. So you did a beautiful thing altogether. Yeah, and oh, now you're like the Men in Black with your little sunglasses. You're so cute, Banks. You're so cute. You're such a great boyfriend. I love it. You're such a sweetie pie. Honestly, I have to say, honestly, I think you should join the Juanson Club into the Nights of Love and everything of the such, where, and I honestly, men or women, I think we need to understand the people that we love more, because if everybody put as much effort as you're doing with your girlfriend, we wouldn't have as many failed relationships and so many complications. But the fact that you tried to understand, you tried to go to the core foundation and everything as such, it shows a lot of love. So good for you, sweetie. I like it. You're a sweetie pie. Yeah, Dan too. Yeah, Dan, you're a sweetie pie. I'm gonna put you into the Watson Club too. Because Dan's a sweetheart. Dan's a sweetheart, he is. So Banks, I'm sending you much love, sweetie. Well, one little step at a time, everything is going to put itself into its right place. My main warning for you within work, because I know that you're being acknowledged, even though they're not necessarily saying it, I know that you will know soon. Don't overextend yourself. That's it. Within love, sweetie, you're giving your all. I hope she's giving her all towards you too, because you're a sweetie pie. Oh, I'm sorry, Dan. I'm sorry. I'll keep it a secret. You guys will be like the Knights of the Columbus Knights. Oh my God. My dad was into the Columbus Knights, and I don't know, he got into that. God knows for which reason, because my dad did not believe in anything, in any kind of a religion, really. He was an atheist and didn't really believe into anything. Yeah, the Knights of Columbus are very highly Catholic and religious. Anywho, he got into that thing, and he went to secret weird stuff. Like, he told me things that I should not know, like really weird stuff. I don't know everything. There's a lot of things he couldn't tell me. He was not allowed to tell me. And I guess now I'll never know because he's up in heaven, but there was weird stuff going on. Yeah, anywho, that's my story. Look at the light. That's it, right, Watson? Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Oh, it's so weird. And my dad's like, you can't tell anyone. I'm like, no. Tell me. And I only know certain things, and I will not give out that information. Definitely don't want the Knights of Columbus to come attacking me. But there's like weird stuff happening. That's all I can say. And now we'll never know because my dad's no longer here, so Or my mom canceled his membership. I don't know. Anywho, my mom's got weird stuff at home. Yeah, my dad was telling me like weird things, like skulls and all different God, like sacrifices, weird stuff. I kid you not, weird stuff. Like everything we would be so interested into. Anywho, let's go see MR. I don't know. Your friend asks his dad, do you ride around the room on a goat? Hi, Julie, sweetie. You're up right after MR. I'm going to be with you in about 5 minutes, my beautiful Julie. If you want to stick around, stick around. Otherwise, I already have your questions. I'll go and notify you when it's your turn. It's up to you, sweetie. It's definitely a secret. It's weird. It's very strange. I know. I'm very curious about it, though. I like the secret stuff. It intrigues me. Even what he told me, I'm not supposed to know. I don't know. Like, there's weird passwords and all different kind of strange stuff. Yeah, in about 5 minutes. About 5 minutes, my love. MR, I am with you, sweetie. Let's go see. Let me go on up into your first question. Okay, number one, I got you over here. Okay, and I got your message, Elaine. No problem, sweetie. Oh, Hanson, you can say that we're closed for any newbies who come upon. We love you, newbies, but when we're closed, we only accept soul families. So for all the newbies, please come back tomorrow. And for all the oldies, you can stick around. So here we go, MR. What do we got? How does Kay view your performance? Well, let's go see. You don't seem to be creating any problem whatsoever. We're seeing beautiful potential into you, sweetheart. We're recognizing that you're somebody who puts a lot of consistent effort and who takes your work really, really quite seriously, sweetheart. There's a sense that I feel that we believe you're very dependable and you're willing to do what needs to be done rather than looking for recognition. Like, we all want a certain amount of recognition, that's for sure. But that's not the main focus over here. The main focus is, what I feel is, they believe that they can count onto you. They can count onto what you do, what you deliver, you coming on through, you delivering. So I'm going to say, even though they don't necessarily verbalize and praise it out loud, your work is definitely being noticed in a million different kind of ways. So how does Kay actually feel about the support that you give the team? Onto that one, I'm seeing collaboration, I'm seeing contribution, I'm seeing teamwork, but I'm seeing a lot of professional respect. It's suggesting that you're being seen as somebody who is adding value to the team rather than simply completing, if you will, your own tasks. So I feel like there's an appreciation for things that you do behind the scenes, like helping solve problems, communicating, filling gaps, and just kind of making the team's job a little bit easier. So I'm going to say, upon that, it's very collaborative is the best word that I can actually use. Now, what is not necessarily being said out loud has to do with trust, but also has to do with confidence. You seem to bring a lot of stability, and you seem to bring a lot of competence. Now, there's a very practical, I'm actually going to say, quality to this, is that You demonstrate the appreciation is there. We trust you, and we trust you with very important responsibilities. So if K gives you the autonomy or comes towards you when they need to get something done, they know it's going to be done, and they know it's going to be done into the best way because they have confidence and they trust into you. So I'm basically going to have to say that is super important, especially into the type of job and position that you're into. Anything that has to do work related, if we can trust and we have confidence, oh my dear gosh, you're going to go higher on up. So is there anything that Kay actually wants you to improve? Actually, I don't feel that there's a lot of criticism. I feel like it's more of an encouragement for you to be more direct. I'm getting to be more confident and be more clear. Sometimes I feel like you might underestimate how much authority or how much credibility you actually do have. So the advice that comes on through is don't over-explain what you do. Don't over-explain your value. Let what you do and your results speak. That's it. And if there's anything that you need along the way, communicate your needs very clearly. Don't go by 10 different routes. Clearly. So I'm gonna have to say that's pretty much what it is. Be very straightforward when you're trying to say something altogether. That's it. That's all. So where this work relationship is actually heading, I'm actually gonna have to say very positive, sweetie. There's a lot of recognition coming towards you. There's a lot of success, and there's a lot of all of this is coming towards you because you've accomplished it. So you're becoming stronger, and that's all good, sweet love. I'm essentially going to have to say your hard work, teamwork, trust, and recognition is going to bring you beautiful results. What is O hiding from you? Elaine, you're after Julie, so in about 10 minutes, sweetheart. I know. Yeah, Elaine, you're going to be after Julie, so in about 10 minutes. Julie's going to be up in a couple minutes. So what is O hiding from you? Let's go see. All right. We are very, very close to our new moon, guys. We are. So stay open to the beautiful new energy that is coming towards you guys. So yes, up next is going to be Julie, Elaine, and Joy. I will go and renew the list when I'm at Joy if anybody else has added themselves on in. So what is O hiding from you? Uncertainty. A lot of things that are not acknowledged. A lot of things that are staying quite stalled. Yeah. Okay. Uncertainty, mixed emotions, and things that have not been said. Like completely not fully acknowledged, I'll say. I feel as though this person may not be as emotionally clear as they appear to be. There could be feelings or questions about the past that they haven't completely sorted through. Now, this doesn't automatically mean that they're hiding something that is negative. It simply means that they don't fully understand how they feel at this moment yet. So, what this person actually doesn't want you to see, I'm going to say the emotional restraint. It's like they're holding onto you, like they're holding on to something anyways, very tightly. Maybe emotions or feelings or pride or a desire to remain in control. But it's like, I don't want you to know how much is still I got the hiccups. I don't know is what I want to say, how much this affects me. I don't want you to know how much this affects me. And there's a very important distinction over there, because there is how I actually feel and what I actually want to say. And so why is it keeping everything hidden? It's the vulnerability. It's the conflict. Don't feel like this person wants to reopen emotional subjects that could lead to something that would be an uncomfortable conversation or a rejection or anything of the such. So I feel like there's a lot of pride that is there, and I feel like we don't really quite want to admit something that still does matter. So you do still matter towards that person. I'm sorry, the hiccups will end up by leaving. So what is underneath it all? Memories and nostalgia, basically. And what do you need to know? O has feelings, but hasn't communicated them. Don't let the silence actually be a substitute for an answer in any kind of a way. Pay attention to what is demonstrated, to what is said, or what is done in any kind of a way. So basically, I'm going to say there's emotional uncertainty, there's lingering attachment, and I don't feel like there's anything big, like any type of dramatic secret, but I'm going to say there's a lot of unresolved emotions. And I'm not quite sure what O is necessarily going to do, if O is actually preparing to come on back or not. So I'm basically going to say at this moment, O needs to figure out a lot of stuff into their own mind before actually moving on forward. I'll take a drink. Maybe my hiccups will leave. Elaine, you already are at 4 questions. It's a lot, sweetie pie. Usually it's 1 question. You're like at 4. So I don't know if you want to substitute one that you already have, but to be fair to everybody else, we've got to keep it under control, sweetheart. In about 10 minutes. Yeah, you're going to be on up, my love. Our third, what does T, your coworker, think of you when you told her you have some concerns you want to share? All right, let's go see. All right, there's a sense of worriness that I'm getting. We're gonna switch on up decks. I'm gonna go, actually no, I'm gonna go with this one. Alright, so we're with T. I think my hiccups went away when I took the drink. So here we go. Death. 8 of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, followed on through by your Knight of Wands. First thing I'm getting on through is curiosity, but a lot of alertness. All right. I feel like at this moment, your colleague, anyways, is wondering, what is this about? Is something wrong? Or is it about them? Or is it about the team? It's not necessarily something that is negative, but it's something that's meant to pay attention to. And I feel like the quickest that you can have this conversation, the probably better it will be, because it will kind of help to appease a lot of stress at this moment. How does this person actually feel towards you? Honestly, I feel like this person sees you as very grounded and responsible and somebody who cares about their work. I also feel as though this person recognizes that you're not the type of person to raise concerns just for drama. You're not going to go along and talk and create any type of problems. So if something is kind of bothering you, they feel like there's a good reason that's behind it, and that's kind of a little bit eating at them. So what this person could actually be worried about at this moment, or a problem they haven't noticed, something that could be affecting the team or their job, something maybe they even personally did, like a warning maybe that you have to give them. So I kind of feel like they're a little bit worried about it, not necessarily about you, not even a little bit about the team, but mostly about them. It's like they're worried that there's something they have done that might not be okay, or that maybe you have some type of information that could kind of jeopardize like their own job or something as such. That's what I'm getting more as a type of feeling. So I'm going to say for the moment, whenever you do talk to that person, I don't feel like whatever it is that you have to talk about has anything to do with them losing their jobs or anything as such. So it's actually going to come across as being very reassuring at first. I feel like this person is inclined to listen to you quite fairly and to consider what you have to say. I don't necessarily feel like they're going to become defensive, however. So I'm going to say you move on forward, calmly focus onto the facts, say what you've got to say. The other person is going to hear you on out. So basically, I feel like the other person wants the team to function well. I feel like the professional respect and the collaboration is super important altogether. And I don't believe, like I said, you're not somebody who seems to be coming on through to cause any type of issues or problems or troubles. So I'm going to say the bottom line over here, I feel like there's a lot of curiousness, there's a little bit of nervousness, but I feel like the cards are more positive than they are negative, because I feel like once you actually start talking, it's going to kind of alleviate a lot of the stress, and it's going to make the person more available to listen to whatever else you have to say. Because at this moment I feel like they're really, really afraid it has to do a lot with them, and it could be kind of jeopardizing either their position or something of such. So I'm going to say speak honestly. I feel like things are going to go quite fine. I don't see a problem whatsoever. I just see a lot of nervousness and stress around it, which basically I'm going to say is normal, because I really don't know what you're going to be talking about. It is my pleasure, Amar. Amar, thank you for being so patient, sweetheart. I appreciate it, my love. I do. And I'm wishing you the loveliest of evenings, sweetie. You are a blessing into your workplace, and a blessing with the people that are around you also. You're very soft, you're very kind, you're very cautious. Maybe sometimes you overthink, and I'm going to say that you are somewhat emotional in many different kind of ways. Sensitive, I shall say. So do what you got to do, my beautiful love. Do it into the best way that you know, and everything's going to be okay. Sending you much love, sweetie. I believe in you. You've got this. I know you overthink. I know you do. It's okay. To overthink is not a bad thing. To overthink, I know it is. I know it is. To overthink is one thing, but to overthink and turn into anxiousness or everything of the such, that's where we have to be careful. Because to think is not a bad thing. We think, and we think about different options, and we think about what other people feel, and that's okay. But after we overthink, we're going to have to ground ourselves. If you ground yourself, it's good. But if you don't, that's where it turns into the negative. So just be a little bit careful for that, because you don't want to hurt people. And I know that you got a beautiful, loving, strong soul. And I know that you want the best. So I don't want you to be hurt in return. And I want you to keep your energy for yourself. So just make sure that when you're done overthinking, you, I don't know, take a bath, watch a movie, listen to music, ground yourself. That's it. I'm sending you much love, sweetie. I listen to music myself. It's either a bath or music. Music will take away, like, all my problems into the world. I don't need to go walk on grass. I know some people say go walk on grass. It doesn't do it for me. I need to listen to music. I need to evade. And if I evade, it brings my world back into a place where everything makes sense. You just got to find that sweet spot where everything makes sense. Jolie, let's go see. Amar, I'm sending you much love, sweetie. You see, Elaine? Same thing. Jilly, are you here, my sweetie pie? In the meanwhile, I'm going to go and get your questions. And if you're here, perfect. If not, I'll come and notify you. I won't say I'm going to come and get you because that sounds so freaky. But I'll come and notify you. But I'm pretty sure that you're here, so I'm going to say we're good. Let me just go get your questions. Elaine and Joy are on up next. And once I don't know if you closed anything on up or not. If you didn't, you can. And if you did, I didn't say anything. Oh no. It's one of those days, sweetheart. It happens. It happens. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's go see. Do we have Julia's, I believe? Yes, we do. And nothing happened to trigger it. It's weird, right? No, don't spam it. No, don't. No, don't, Watson. I didn't see it. I'm not always looking into the chat. I'm so sorry. Please don't spam. You'll end up being blocked. Oh my God, Watson. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm just going to remove it because you've got such a cute little twisted little humor. But people who come on in might not get you. Alright, so here we go. I didn't see it. I look into the chat every 2, 3, 4 minutes. When I do the reading, I don't look. So I didn't see your little skeleton hands. I'm so sorry. All right, Julie, sweetheart, let's go see what's happening. Now, sometimes, but you know what? Even just the fact, Julie, that we had the 8th of the 8th and all those things happening, and then we have the new moon that is coming on through. It creates a lot of instability into the air. It creates a lot of the energy that is kind of fluctuating and moving in all different kind of ways. And if you add on into that, all the information that you already withhold, like, oh, he's going away and he's going to do this and you're going to be going away and you're going to be doing that. Like, there's such a world of uncertainty that is around you that it's normal that it, at some point in time, it's going to create like a little bit of a volcano where you just need to kind of expel it. Poof. And one of the best ways, honestly, is probably somewhat of a grounding kind of way, but without necessarily walking to the grass again, is to take a piece of paper and write down, honestly, write down why you're feeling stressed, why you're feeling anxious. Write down 5 reasons. And then within those 5 reasons, I want you to look at them and I want you to write what you truly believe is like good for you. Like, is this something that is true? Is it something that you know? Is it something that you feel? Is it like, what is grounding? I want you to realize those 5 things that you're writing, and I need you to continue to write upon them. And when you get at the end of the sheet of paper, you will see that all of it are things that are happening into your mind and nothing is really concrete. So it's anxiety, basically. Hey, Dawn, how are you doing, sweetie? Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's a lot of stuff, Julie. You're not the only one, I kid you not. Look at Watson. He's just spamming away. Look, his emotions are going all over the place. Spam, 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 spam. Even the Watson is getting into this energy. How are you doing, Dawn? It's nice to see you, sweetie. So here we go. Let's go see. Elaine, you're going to be next, followed out by Joy. Well, this in itself is a good card in reverse because it will, if it was into the upward position, it would kind of scare me, but into the reverse, it's all good. Let's continue on through. Let's go see feelings, how he views a relationship, the energy around the attention. Let's go and see what we've got. Yeah, there's onto his mind, like he's grounded, he's good. Yeah, that's usually the problem, right? That is also usually a problem also. Into a relationship, into a connection, you always, well, not always, but usually, you have one person who seems to be secure and everything seems to be making sense into their own world. But the other person, things are not making sense. And so when you actually bring it upon, or when you have those feelings, they're like, well, I don't get it. Why you're asking me this? Or why? They don't get it. And this is what I'm getting. It's like Mike is feeling like he's quite secure and you're feeling a little bit insecure. He's feeling like things are going quite okay. Oh, they're not perfect. You guys are not necessarily onto the path that you would like to be, but nothing that would be chaotic or that would bring any type of distress towards him. Into his mind, you guys will see each other and things will be okay. Like into his mind, everything is all right. I don't see any issue whatsoever. So into your energy of the current relationship, I feel like he cares very deeply, but he's not expressing and he's not feeling the same thing that you're feeling, which is completely different. One thing is to express, I'm feeling anxious, and the other thing is I'm not expressing it because I'm not feeling it. I'm comfortable. I'm good with this. I know that you're there. You know that I'm here. We're doing our things. We'll connect. It's all good. That's what I'm getting from him. So I feel like his energy feels like he's very emotionally, if you will, steady. He's not absent. He's steady. He doesn't always communicate as much as you would like him to do, but it doesn't take away from his affection or his emotional attachment or his genuine care towards you. It doesn't take any of that away. It just means that he's not necessarily talking all that much. So I'm going to say this moment, what does he actually think about the relationship? There's an emotional connection. There's a mutual affection. There is the feeling that you both have something that is so strong and so meaningful between the both of you. At this moment, he doesn't see that there's an issue. He sees that there's a bond, but he feels like there is a need to make the bond into a stronger awareness, so where both of you can share it. So I feel like at this moment, this connection is moving at a quiet pace and quieter than you would like it to. And that's where a little bit where maybe the stress is actually coming from. So why is the communication so limited? Because his energy is limited at this moment. His energy is quieter. He's somebody who processes a lot of things internally. He has those periods where he has solitude, where he has reflection, where he needs to sort things through before actually expressing them out loud. So often for you, it shows like there's a lack of communication, if you will, but it doesn't mean that he's not feeling. He's not good at communicating, which is completely different. So he processes things into his own way, which are completely different than yours. So at this moment, are his attention, or is his attention focused on you and onto the relationship? From what I can see with the world, it's a yes. This is about commitment. It's about values. It's about taking the connection actually quite seriously. So I'm actually going to say towards you, he's not going anywhere. He's very focused onto you. His energy looks relationship-wise that it is very serious. It is very intentional. It doesn't feel like it's scattered in any kind of a way. It's just missing that development with the next step. So it is a beautiful energy because it does talk about hope and healing and renewed faith and wanting something to develop into a natural kind of a way. So it does suggest that you don't need to force the connection at this moment, that you need to let that room for the relationship to kind of continue to unfold. So automatically over here, I'm going to say don't interpret his nonverbal, so his non-saying, as a loss. For the moment, what I can see is a beautiful combination of there's care, there's emotional connection, there's seriousness, there's hope, but the relationship is going to require patience because Mike has a very quiet way of processing anything at this moment. And I feel like your anxiety doesn't erase the grounded feelings that, let's say, you had yesterday. It's just that those emotions, they kind of tend to fluctuate when the underlying situation hasn't changed. So I'm going to say, don't let today's anxiety rewrite your peace that you had yesterday or that you'll have tomorrow. What you have is genuine and it's not going to disappear. Oh yes, Valerie, you can, sweetie. The skeleton hands are for newbies. Yeah. Anybody who is soul family, already integrated, you can post whenever you want, sweetheart. Absolutely. What's your question, Valerie? Just post it. You don't have to donate. Just post it and I'll answer you, sweetheart. You can post it right away. I'll answer you as soon as I see it. Yeah, Julie, it's just you feeling anxious, sweetie. Okay, send it to me into an email. When I get it, I'll answer you. In the meanwhile, I'm going to go and see Elaine, and then I'm going to come and answer you. All right? But don't donate, sweetie. I've got you. It's the world. I know the world cup is the world card is a beautiful cup because it is that beautiful union of everybody being together, and it has faith is kind of moving everything into the right direction together. It's a beautiful one. Yeah. It's my pleasure, Julie, sweetie. So my beautiful Julie, if there's anything else I can do for you, if you're feeling stressed, anything of the such, you know where to find me, sweetheart. In the meanwhile, go and see Turbo and Lightning. I'm always forgetting that I want to say Flash McQueen, but it's not it. I think it's Lightning. I'm always forgetting the second snail's name. Oh, perfect, Valerie. Okay, stay there, sweetheart. I'm going to answer you in about 2-3 minutes, okay? Here we go. Love you, my beautiful Julie. Turbo. Oh, it is Lightning. It is. I don't know why. I always want to call the other one Flash McQueen. Oh, I love them. They're so cute. Yeah, they're not moving around now, eh? No, it's Ditto time. They're going to get back to work tomorrow. Okay, let me go see our beautiful Elaine, and then I'm going to go and see your question, Valerie, and go see Joy. So just 1 second. After Joy, we're going to add on in Mimi, by the way. So Mimi is going to be on up after Joy. Wait, that is question number 4. Where's the first ones? Over here. All right. All right. And we're going to do this. I'm going to go and get your last question, which is right over here. Okie dokie. So you're doing next. Okay, and to your question number 1, Elaine. And Valerie, don't go too far, okay? Stick around, sweetie. You're going to be up in about 2-3 minutes, my love. The CC and the jackknife, all right? What I'm getting are both applications still feel like they're in consideration rather than completely closed. One feels like it's more likely to move first, and I get news or communication potentially, I'm going to say, within the following 1 to 2 weeks. The one that I feel like you're probably going to get more news from first is going to be CC. As for the good job news this week or next. There's room for improvement. There's room for maybe some type of touchdowns where different kind of people could actually reach on out towards you. But I don't necessarily feel like this week is going to be the week where everything is happening. So I'm going to say you do have a chance at beautiful opportunities. I definitely do. But I'm definitely going to have to say this week, I don't necessarily feel like it's an interview kind of a week or anything as such. Give it a good 2 to 3 weeks. Like I said, for the energy that I see at this moment, I feel like it's more Cece who's going to reach out before anybody else. But yes, so continuing to work onto it into the meanwhile, sweetheart. As for the RBC networking tomorrow, I feel like the energy is positive. I feel like you're going to come across as somebody who is very capable, someone who is very collaborative at the very same time. Like the conversation could lead to another contract, another referral, or maybe even somewhat of a future opportunity. So I'm going to say I do feel like it's actually going to be quite good tomorrow. So give it your all. Go to bed not too late tonight. Rest on up and go on forward with it. It could definitely bring you some really good opportunities. As for the question number 4, you do have to be a little bit careful with that altogether, okay? I feel like there's a lot of legal things, and I feel like you have to kind of follow on through whatever is legal, justice, and the paperwork that kind of goes along with it, all right? What I will say, however, is this. There's one area that I would not ignore, so the paperwork, well, don't ignore the paperwork, okay? I feel like justice over here is saying check exactly what the new form is going to require and whether the asset actually belongs to the person that is being assessed to. And since you've already submitted the form, don't conceal or alter anything in any kind of a way. Just keep it the way that it is. If you're unsure, you could always ask the landlord or the property, if you will, office in writing, what is actually into it, or whether it affects your rent calculation or something of the such. But I'm definitely going to have to say you need to follow up the rules, the laws, the legislations, and the paperwork that is in regards to this. There's no doubt about it. And if you do so, things are going to be okay. So basically, I'm going to say as for your new opportunities, you do have new opportunities that are coming towards you into the following 2 to 3 weeks. The networking tomorrow is going to be really, really good. And I feel like CC is probably going to be one of the best ones for you, sweetie. Exactly, Valerie. You said it in a beautiful way. Valerie, let's go and see. Hold on. Let me go over here. So we are going to go and answer Valerie. Then we're going to go and see Joy and Mimi. Just overall. Okay, I got you, Speedy. Overall, what do we got? So my beautiful Valerie, what's going to be happening into the next few months? Yeah, I'm going to say there's a lot of things. There's a lot of big milestones that you guys have passed. And they were major. Like everything has to do with family and friends and integration. But I feel like now you're going to more be going into a zone that's a little bit more stagnant before there's like an actual peak towards something else, like a bigger offer or a commitment or moving on in or something of the such. So I'm going to say overall, your love, your relationship is going to continue the way that it is. There's no doubts into his mind that you are the one that is meant to be with him, so your relationship will continue. I see balance, I see patience, I see growing closer, like naturally. Nothing feels like it's forced. The relationship seems to settle into more comfortable, if you want, of a rhythm. There's like a nice loving partnership energy that is there, where there's mutual affection, there's emotional closeness, and there's feeling more connected, and there's small moments together that means so much more than the biggest gestures, if you will. I feel like you're going to have different celebrations, different gatherings and outings and all different kind of things that are going to be coming on in together, but nothing that is all that big. Your long-term energy, however, is still there. So there is renewed confidence into the relationship. It feels like you're going to be entering more into a phase where you can actually enjoy what you have constantly instead of always wondering what's coming next. And that is a beautiful gift into itself. Not to always wonder, what does he think? What does he care? Does he still love me? Is he still there? It's just a beautiful constant. I know that he loves me. I know that he knows that I love him. Things are going well. You get into a certain pattern, into a certain routine. That's what I'm seeing. That brings a beautiful comfort and security. That's what I'm getting more. So I'm going to say into the next few months, there's nothing that is overly dramatic. It's more steady and affectionate and increasingly secure, which is going to let your relationship grow at its own pace and just kind of let the little things, just let the little things become bigger things as they go along. Oh, no. Hi, Mimi. No, I haven't even gotten to you, sweetheart. You just sent your donation not too long ago. I'm not Speedy Gonzalez. I'm not. Nella, stop drinking cola before bed, sweetie. Or coffee, I don't know what. What is stressing you out, Nella? What is stressing you out? Speak into the chat. I'm listening to you. What's going on, sweetheart? Valerie, I'm sending you so much love, sweetie. Nella, stop all those sodas before bed. I know you do it. I don't think you did it tonight, though. I know. You don't know. You don't know. I'm going to say, okay, there you go. You're fitting into the energy of the new moon. It's kind of screwing up with a lot of people. The energy is a little bit fluctuating all over the place. Nobody really knows what they want, how they're moving on forward. Everything is a little crazy. Yeah, soda. Yeah. You think you have a tower moment? What's your tower moment? What's your tower moment? Let us know. I'll chit chat with you along the chat. What's your tower moment, sweetie? What's happening? What fell upon you, or how did you fall down? What happened? Work, love, friends, what? We're listening to you. Oh yeah. Think of us as your little personal diaries, sweetie. Elaine, I'm definitely going to say there's something fishy. I don't care whatever anybody says. You just got to pay every single month. Otherwise, they're going to come. They're going to want something from you. It's very fishy. Very fishy. I'm going to go and see Joy. Like a realization. Oh, okay. What are you realizing, sweetie? What is it? Let us know. Like an awakening kind of a thing happening. I'm going to go answer Joy, but I'm going to be, I'm going to come and listen. You can, Elaine, sweetie. So we're going to go see G. We're going to go see Joy, not G. It would more be J. I'm going to put a timestamp, and I'm listening to you, sweetheart. Yeah. Well, Nilla, you know what? What I'm going to say is two different things. Either take yourself some melatonin because it's very natural and you could maybe fall asleep. No problem, Elaine. Otherwise, yeah. I like to tell the people I love, that I will bore them to death when they can't sleep. Yeah. My partner the other night could not sleep because he was jet lagged. I'm like, well, not a problem. I'll help you out with that. Do you want me to give you the most boring conversation on earth and talk to you for like 30 minutes about it? You'll fall asleep. So go on YouTube, go somewhere, watch something that is very, very boring for you. You'll fall asleep. Oh, you could do that too. And see how close people actually, treated you. Oh, that's a different thing altogether. Yeah, for a few months. Yeah, okay, that's a lot of things that are bothering you, sweetie. You know what? I don't know if you know, what's his first name? I got a blank into my mind. Jordan Peterson. No sponsorship here whatsoever, but he is a Canadian psychologist. Well, he's now ill, so he's not doing all that many works or anything of the such at this moment. But he's actually quite fantastic. And if you're realizing how some people are not treating you well, then that is actually stopping your elevation. It's keeping you into a stagnant place where you cannot move on forward to be the person that you wish to be, in many different kind of ways. And if you surround yourself, you allow yourself to have people that are around you who are not treating you into the right way, then you're kind of succumbing and keeping yourself at the level that you don't necessarily want to be into, and you'll never really be happy into. So you're much better to cut the cords of the people who are no longer in alignment with you or who are not treating you into a good way, and elevate yourself into the place that you're supposed to be into. Because the more you believe into yourself and you move on up, the more those type of people will be magnetized and come towards you. Basically what I'm saying is, if anybody is treating you like crap, cut them off, sweetie. They don't belong to be around you in any kind of shape, form, or way. They don't deserve you. So let them be. Yeah, he's good, right? Podcast, it was good. I love Jordan Peterson. I love him in so many different, I don't know. He's just, I studied psychology, and so I love the man. Although I'm not very Freudian, and he does have a lot of Freudian kind of concepts, I do like the man. So I'm going to say towards you, sweetie pie, honestly, basic. If somebody is not doing good for you, if somebody is not elevating you, if somebody is not at the same level as you, they don't belong to be in your life, sweetheart. Sometimes it hurts to cut them off, but they just don't belong there. Don't let yourself lose sleep, and don't stay stuck into a place where you don't belong, because you belong much higher on up. And don't let them steal your sleep, sweetheart. That's it, right? I know. Amen. Now, if ever you want to speak about it and you want to chit-chat about it, send me an email, sweetheart. We'll chit-chat. Yeah, we'll chit-chat psychology and the people that we don't need into our life and how we need to cut them off. But, sweetie pie, my dear Lord, you know your worth. You know how good you are. You know how sweet you are. You know what you have to offer. And if the people around you can't give it to you, they don't belong there. Let them come on back when they elevate themselves at the same level as you're at. Oh, you're such a sweetie pie. Oh, I love the way you see the beauty into it. But you can chit-chat to me throughout the day without having insomnia. I'll answer you. But I like the beautiful twist onto it. You're such a sweetie pie. Yeah. Love you, sweetie. Honestly, I do. I do. Let me write this correctly. Here we go. Hi, Andrea. Another beautiful angel. Nice to see you, sweetie. All right. That message is out towards you, my beautiful Nilla. All right. It's a deal. We'll chit-chat. We'll chit-chat together, psychology and people who don't deserve to be into our lives. We all have people who don't deserve to be there. We all have people we have to cut off. And into the meanwhile, I love you, sweetie. I'll see you soon, Nella. Try to get some rest, sweetie. It's really late for you. It's really, really late, sweetheart. Otherwise, stick around with us. We say a lot of nonsense. So, Joy, I'm coming to see you, sweetie. Elena got you back onto the list. And Indri also. Thank you, my beautiful love. All right. So, Joy, I'm going to put you at 151. Here we go. You're such a sweetie pie. If you were closer, I'd come on over. I'd have a glass of wine with you, a cup of tea, whatever. A glass of wine could maybe decompress you and help you sleep. So, Joy. Let me concentrate. What is happening over here? Yes, that's where I was going to. I do have a new timestamp for you that is completely up to date. Mimi, Elaine, and Indri are going to be next. So what's happening with Dee Dee? What's happening? Let's do that. I'm sorry. The problem with Dee Dee is, well, Dee Dee doesn't want to have any conflicts. That's a major, major thing. No conflicts with Dee Dee. Like a lot of us, nobody wants conflicts, right? Yeah, Dee Dee doesn't want any neither. I have our hanged man that is popping on through. I'm not going to say over here that this person is not necessarily going to come on back. I do not want to say that. What I will say, however, is I feel like at this moment there's a lot of things that they don't know. They don't know what to do, and they don't know what to say, and they don't know how to move on forward. And so you're being left into a very unknown kind of a zone that is really, really scary. So I did get your email from the other day. Hold on, just a moment. Oops. Let me just write something over here. Yeah. I don't feel like this person wants to hurt you, but I feel like this person is into a place where honestly, they just don't know what to do, how to move on forward. There's an energy of, I want to move, I want to do things, I want to change things. And there's also an energy of, I'm being so very guarded. So there's a lot of things that are actually kind of popping on through that we don't really know what to do with it. So I'm basically going to have to say for the moment, as for Dee Dee, it's not that the feelings are not there. It's not that we don't care. It's not that we don't want. It's that we don't know how to move on forward, and we're really just kind of feeling a little bit insecure about the whole situation altogether. That's basically what I'm seeing at this moment, sweetheart. So I'm going to say, for the moment, keeping a lot of things within, sweetie. I would put Dee Dee like a wild card. We have Dee Dee that is there, and it's a little bit like a poker game. He could show up into a positive, like he could show up into a failing kind of a way, so not necessarily show on up. He has thoughts, he has wonders, he has desires, but I don't feel anything that is so strong within him that he feels, I must do it, I must conquer. Like he's not being a Viking about it, if you will. So I feel as though, of course, Dan, of course, sweetie, he is definitely thinking of you, and he definitely does miss you, definitely. So I'm going to say at this moment, it's all going to be a question of, is he going to be able to? And for the moment, I do see him doing so. So I'm still going to say within the following month or so, I believe that he's going to be able to come on through, and he's going to be able to move on forward and to contact you in some kind of a way. Again, the energy can change. I don't want you to necessarily hold on to it. What I will say is the energy at this moment does say that he could reach on out and you guys could have a conversation or a meeting within the following month, because he does still think about you, he does still hold on to you, but he doesn't know what to do about it. So there's a lot of confusion around the whole situation, but enough will and want and desire to actually have a reach out. Yes. And you're going out with Mike on Friday. What can you expect? Let's go see. So let's go see about Mike. Mike, all together. I need you to be a little bit careful, okay? I need you to be a little bit careful with Mike. I do, because I feel like Mike can be very quick to want certain things, but is not going to give you everything you want. So there is a mutual interest. There is a connection. You do feel comfortable with one another. There's attraction that is there. It's not one-sided. There will be chemistry, there will be flirtation, there will be spontaneity, there will be excitement. If you want to have socks, you can probably have socks with Mike, sweetheart. What I'm going to say, however, is as much as it's going to be fun, it's going to be open, it's going to be nice, I don't feel like this person's going to give you what you want into the long run. I feel like this person's going to want to have fun, and you might want to have fun, and if you want to have fun, you'll have fun together. And that'll be a lovely evening. But I'm going to say, by going on out with Mike, I do not see anything of a long-term relationship with this person. I see something more flirtatious, chemistry, and everything as such. So if that is something that is convenient for you and good for you, I say definitely go ahead with it and have fun, my beautiful love. However, don't hold out to the outcome too much of a long, stable relationship with this person. This person's not ready for it. So you'll have a good day. It'll be nice. If you want to have socks, you can definitely have socks. But other than that, I would leave it there. You say, so Dee Dee not to correspond to him a few months ago, did he mean that? He meant it at the moment. He did. He meant it at the moment. At the moment that he said it, he meant it. Does he mean it at this moment? No. But when he said it, yeah, he did. So I'm going to say at the moment that he actually said that, it was a yes. Now, though, energies change, people change, thoughts change. Let me just go see our beautiful Mimi over here. One moment. Let's go over here. Like that. And let's go like this. All right. We're going to go and see Mimi. Then I'm going to go and see Elaine. And injuries. So Mimi, you're going to be at 159, I believe. Hi, sweetie pie. It's nice to see you. You think that it would be nice to just go out and nothing more. All right, well, what I'm going to say for you, sweetheart, is I feel that with Mike going on out, I feel like he's going to want something more, and that's all good. As for Dee Dee, I feel like, honestly, if you guys could have some type of communication or some type of going on out just to kind of discuss things, that would be the best. There's definitely not, if the energy stays the way that it is, when Dee Dee reaches on out, Dee Dee's not reaching on out for something that is physical. Dee Dee is reaching on out to try to understand things. So it's a different vibe. Yeah. Absolutely, my beautiful joy. Whenever you want, my sweet love. Whenever you want, sweetie pie. And I'm wishing you a lovely evening and have yourself a great date if I don't talk to you from here till then, sweetie. At least have fun. Fun can be good. Oh, I know what you mean, Elaine. It happens, sweetie. As for Mimi, actually, Mimi, I'm now going to put you at 201 because I've outdone my time. So, Mimi, sweetie, how are you doing, sweetheart? Yeah, you came on in early, but I was not ready. You came on in too early, sweetie pie. So let's go see PW after yesterday. Elaine, you're going to be on up next with your follow-up questions, and then we're going to go and see Injury. I believe Injury is going to be the final reading for tonight. I will go validate. The energy around PW feels like it's warm. It feels like it's appreciative, but it also feels like it's very comfortable, sweetie. It's like if this person sees you as somebody who is very caring, somebody who is very dependable, somebody who is genuinely invested into the people around you. I feel like yesterday may have reinforced a sense that you bring a good and a nice grounded energy around the environment. I'm going to say that you give a nice, friendly, pleasant kind of a feeling. It looks like PW enjoys the interactions that you have. So I'm basically going to have to say there's a lot of help, there's a lot of consideration, there's a lot of mutual goodwill, but there's a lot of appreciation that is there. In regards to your husband, sweetie, his quietness at this moment doesn't mean that it's something that is negative. It's because he's going through like really difficult times. He feels a lot of things, but doesn't speak a lot of things. His quietness is coming a little bit. He's a little bit like an emperor who has lost his throne. So he's not feeling as strong. He's not feeling as potent. He's not feeling like he can give his all. And for him, a little bit of a retreat is maybe the best way to actually show it. So that's why I feel like he's been a little bit more reserved, a little bit more tired, a little bit more internally focused than anything else. But it has nothing to do with you or the love that he feels towards you. So, yeah. I'm going to say I feel like he's quiet, but I feel like things are going to slowly kind of put themselves into the best way. Whenever things get back on track for you guys with work-wise for him and everything of the such, you'll see that the energy will put themselves back into the way that it's supposed to be. right now, it's just a very, I feel a very challenging time altogether. As with Mr. Harry, yes, Mr. Harry, as I say, Mr. Harry, there's nostalgia that is coming from it because he still thinks about you even if he doesn't make any movement towards you. So there's a lot of nostalgia around the connection, but there's a lot of barriers around the connection also. So I can feel bad, I can feel sad, but I feel like there's so many barriers and fences that I might not reach out and say anything. So I feel as though there's memories, they're there. I feel like there's soft emotional energy, but nothing is being said. There's tenderness, there's curiosity, there's the what if element that's always there. But at the same time, he's not going to speak about any of it because what's going to do with it? He can't do anything with it at this moment. So he keeps it within. He keeps it like a private reflection. So deep down, he's wondering how you are. What are you doing? Are you thinking about him? Do you still remember the connection to the way that, let's say, he still remembers the connection? That's what he thinks about. So does he ever, look for you or think, or think that anything is such that he sees you? Honestly, there's a strong looking back and remembering that is there. Like he notices, he observes, he wonders, he's curious. He's reminded of you in many different kind of ways, places, people, situations, but that's pretty much where it actually does remain. So is he looking for a new job? I do feel like he is. Could he return? There's a high possibility, but I'm going to say I don't necessarily feel like he will return, but there is a possibility of it. As for his relationship, sweetie, I'm still going to say I feel like his relationship is doing okay. It's not bad. It's not fantastic. It's okay. He's into a place where I feel that things are moving on forward. Not into the best way, into the way that, it's nothing fantastic. It's not love over heels, but it's functional. That's the best way I could put it. It is very functional. And I feel like functional is good for him at this moment. As for babies, I don't see babies coming on up at this moment. I do feel like they're into the plans, but I don't see them coming on up. As for a message from Mr. Harry, quite frankly, what I'm getting for you is this. He hasn't forgotten everything. There's still some memories that come back towards him, especially when he doesn't think about them or doesn't expect them. So they come very unexpectedly. He wonders how you are and what life looks like for you right now. There's things that he doesn't always necessarily express, and he hopes that you're doing really well. And he's often reminded of you, sweet love. So basically, I'm going to say, my beautiful Mimi, I feel like this is much more peaceful and positive than something that is heavy. PW, I'm going to say, there's appreciation, there's goodwill. With Harry, there's nostalgia, there's private thoughts, there's unresolved, a lot of what ifs. But I feel like the what ifs will probably remain more than anything that will be of action. So again, I'm going to say let the past remain a beautiful, loving, warm memory while allowing the present to bring its beautiful surprises. Help your emperor at this moment to gain back his throne so he can become strong and powerful and good for you and your family again, sweetheart. Blessings to you, my dear Dan. Mimi, I'm sending you much love, sweetie. Elaine, let me go see. Before I go see Elaine, I am going to go and make sure that everything is okay in PayPal. So just one moment. Just 1 second, PayPal is kind of lagging. Elaine, I'm coming over to see you. Indri also. Indri, I looked quickly at your question and reading it, I don't have any fears. Although I do feel like there will be different evaluations. Like monitoring more, but I don't feel anything bad. So, I'll be with you in just a second. Elaine, just one moment. I'm just going to make sure that I have everybody at the right place. Okay, so everybody is good over there. Here we go, Elaine. Okay. Oops. All right. So Elaine, what does this tenant landlord Irina want on her intentions? It's really, really quite weird, Elaine. Really weird. I've honestly never heard of such a thing. I never. Usually, like, I don't get where your assets come into it, everything and such. Usually you pay the rent. You can't overpay, or I don't know, if you overpay, like there's many months. The whole situation is very nebulous. Can you say that in English? If you can, I'll use it. It's very nebulous. It's very weird and vague. Let me put it that way. I wouldn't trust it. All right? Although I know that landlords usually do take their money, so it's a little bit weird. What I will say is this, like I definitely wouldn't want, let's say, your mom's car, you're talking about assets to come and be repossessed or anything of this such, my dear Lord. Okay, look, I really, honestly, this is something, I'm going to tell you what I see, but I feel like this is something that is very legal. And I feel like you need to follow the procedures and document texts, emails, all those informations. All right, just in case. So there's like a very interesting combination for a landlord and tenant and money situation going on. We're talking about accounts, we're talking about fairness, we're talking about records, we're talking about balances, we're talking about things needing to be properly calculated. So the central energy doesn't necessarily feel like Irene is simply wanting something from you. It kind of feels like she's more connected to the money or the documentation, how she's actually calculating what is owned or what is actually credited. So what I feel is at this moment, I feel like Irene may be very focused on protecting, maybe even controlling the financial side of the arrangement. And I feel like she could be holding tightly to her interpretation of the numbers. But are her interpretations of the numbers correct or not? So I'm going to say, why is she saying that you don't have to pay rent? There's different pieces. Records, paperwork, and detailed accounting, I feel, is important. I wouldn't immediately read this as she's trying to get your money. I feel like there's a calculation that is happening that you need to understand exactly how Irene arrived at this calculation. So if you could actually ask her, how did you get to this calculation? Why are you saying I don't necessarily owe you any money? Or why are you not making me pay any rent for me? Like, ask her for the proof or the calculation, screenshot, email, something. You need to have some type of documentation, because I'm going to say you have the feeling it doesn't add up. I have the feeling it doesn't add up neither. So I do just kind of want you to ask her for that documentation. And she should be able to provide it to you quite easily, actually. As for the February to August situation, there's a lot of confusion. I feel like there's incomplete information. I feel like there's assumptions. And I feel like we're not seeing the entire picture, if you want. So I feel like there's a lot of numbers and explanations that are kind of floating around, and it kind of makes it really difficult to actually determine what is actually happening. So I'm going to say you guys are going to have to clarify the facts. Like, there's not a million different kind of ways of seeing this. It's weird. There's discrepancies. You got to clear out the facts, and you got to get the information correctly, and you got to keep it on record. So for the moment, what amount was allegedly overpaid? Which months does it apply to? What rent was credited? What amount has already been used? What balance supposedly remains? What is your mom's income being included into the calculation? What exactly is Irene referring to when she says that she's speaking about assets? All right. All those things need to be clarified. All those single things. So does this person actually want something from you? I don't feel like this person is hostile, but I would be careful. So I'm going to say get your information, get your clarification, sweetie. It's going to be the best thing for you. Don't guess the numbers, just get the numbers is basically what it is. Because if Irene generally has an overpayment or a credit calculation, it should be possible for her to show you how that balance was actually reached. And so you don't have to assume that she's acting baldly or doing something she's not supposed to, or something that is confusing. She should be able to say, that amount was overpaid this month and that month and that month and that month. So you guys are good for 3 months or whatever. All right. Get your information, sweetie, is going to be the best way through. I don't feel like this person is playing games. I don't feel like they want to play games, but I do need you to legally be protected. So ask this person for the amounts that have been paid and for the records, why you did not have to pay from here till there. Where is the balance and everything of the such, and what do they mean by assets? Figure that stuff out. It's going to be important. All right? Because I don't want your car. I don't want your mama's things to be like, it's just weird as heck. All right? So ask her clearly what amount has been overpaid for which months. Show me the accounts, show me the balance, show me the paperwork, send it to me to my email. Keep it as proof, and ask her, what are you talking about when you're actually talking about assets, please? And then you can figure things out. I don't feel like she's playing games, but at the same time, I don't really want her to take things from your mama or from you that she's not supposed to. I'm sending you much love. Got to find clarification to that, sweetheart. I don't feel like she's ill-intended, but I don't want to create any problems with it neither. The more documentation you have, the better it will be. I don't feel like it's overpaid every month. I don't feel like it is. There's something that's off. There's something that's weird. So either she made a mistake, something happened somewhere. I don't feel like your mom overpaid for 4, 5, 6, 7 months and you guys are not having to pay for a couple. Like, it makes no sense. There's something that is weird. Ask her for documentation, please. Something's off. Injury, sweetie pie, I'm going to put you a timestamp. Your job is completely fine. Don't worry about it. Elaine, if you have your documentation, you're going to be okay. But I need you to get it. And I need her to send you that. Whatever messages you have from her, screenshot it. Text it. Screenshot it. Keep the emails, everything. Because if ever at some point in time you're in trouble, you have all the proof of what she said. Oh, but you overpaid. You didn't have to pay those months and everything and such. Keep your proof. It's going to save you. All right? Sending you much love. Everything has to be written, Elaine. I need it written. Email, text messages, whatever. if that's what you need. No more phone conversations. Or if it's going to be phone, tape it. Love you, sweetie. Injury. Bad work day. Your job is absolutely fine. You've had back work days into the in person. If you're going to have conversations in person, sweetheart, don't do them in person, please. Don't. I don't want you to do them in person, my love. Don't. I want you to have it written. Okay? I want you to write to her, and I want her to write back to you. I want you to have proof. It's important. I need you to have that proof of the email that you're sending her, what you're sending, and then you'll see what she's sending and everything of the such. No more, because if you meet in person, it's hearsay. I said, she said, I said, she said. There's no proof. Into an email, it's written. It's there. It's clear. There's nothing that no judge is going to say against it. All right? So instead of saying, let's meet up by email, send me in person, send me the information by email, please. I don't have time this week. I'm really, really busy. Everything by email, please. Written all the time, Elaine. I know, okay? I'm in court procedures. Email, email, email. Write, write, write. That is perfect. You've got it. Love you, sweetie. No hearsay. Hearsay means nothing. I keep all my emails from you-know-who. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. And I've had to use them. I've had to use them as proof. So, yeah. Everything by email. All right. Let me know how that goes. Lovely. Injury, sweetheart. Sweetie pie. Yeah, you have actually been through this issue, my sweet love. You've been through this issue a little while ago. Actually, it kind of fluctuates with you. It kind of goes and it comes back. But it's okay. That's the way life kind of goes. It's my pleasure, Elaine. Honestly, let me know how it goes, okay? But everything written email. Ask her for all the proof. Send me all the proofs of what we paid, what we overpaid. I want to have them by email so I can look at them and analyze them. That's it. You'll have all your proofs, sweetie. You'll be safe and sound. Don't trust anybody. Not money-wise. So, injury. What do we got? Wait just 1 second. I don't feel like anything is happening with your company, sweetie. This is not, as we say, c'est pas ton premier rodeo. It is not your first rodeo. Can you say that in English? I don't know. It sounds good in French. Yeah, look. You're into a spot where you're probably even going to have a meeting, all right? They're probably going to want to talk with you. They're going to want to balance things out. They're going to want to figure things out. They're going to want to have somewhat of a plan. Is your job in jeopardy? If you would continue into this kind of way for many months, I would say yes. But I don't believe that you will, so I will say no. So, hold on. And let me go like this. So what I will say is this. There will be a meeting, but there will be a discussion. Will there be somewhat of a plan that's going to be in action? Probably. I feel as though the company is very much focused on accountability, on reviewing the findings and making sure that all the procedures are actually being quite followed. All right? At the moment, I don't see them moving around you. It is possible that they might later on, but I don't see them at this moment. So I'm going to say no for moving you around at this moment. However, there is a possibility if things do not change within the following 2 to 3 months, you could be moved to a different department or a different place. But not right away. That would be into the following 2 to 3 months. What I can see over here is, I know that you're worried. I know that you're feeling kind of exposed. I know that you're afraid that you could lose your position. But at this moment, I feel like it's more of a change of direction than anything else. What I feel the company may do, I feel strongly that there's an opportunity to work onto the problems rather than simply being written off. So it could be about correcting the audit issues. It could be about reviewing your work a little bit more closely. It could be about possibly giving you additional guidance or training. They're definitely going to want improvement. They're definitely going to kind of monitor you along the way, but they're definitely going to give you a chance to rebuild that trust. So for the moment, I'm going to say a formal evaluation of conversation is going to come up next. You could be asked to explain what happened and show how you intend to do things differently. And that's where your clarity is going to come from. So, are they planning to fire you? I do not see anything that is happening to that kind of way. There's no ending for you into that. I feel like it's more like, we've got a serious problem. Let's address it. Let's show us the improvement and let's move on forward. So the company may be disappointed with the audit results, but that doesn't automatically translate into, you no longer working there. So what do you need to know at this moment? Don't panic and don't assume the worst. I know that you will anyways, but try not to too much. The management will probably bring up the audit, and I'm going to say the best energy for you is to understand their concerns, to take the findings seriously, and to want to make sure that all the corrections that are necessary are going to be corrected to prevent this from happening again. That's going to put you into a very accountable, a very teachable, a very hardworking, and a very focused on improvement position, which will be very much beneficial for you. So overall, this is a very difficult kind of a wake-up call, if you will. It's not easy, but it's not the end of your career. This is about understanding closer the scrutiny, and I'm going to say how to move on forward, how to repair the situation, and to regain the confidence. Altogether, I'm going to say clarity always comes after unpleasant news, sweetie pie, and I don't feel like you're going anywhere. So is your job nice, safe, and sound? Absolutely. Will corrections be necessary? Yes. Will you have to listen? Will you have to be evaluated and maybe make modifications? Absolutely. But it is going to be for the best overall, altogether. So, yes. And is there somewhat of an anniversary coming towards you, Injury, by curiosity? It could be in regards to your son. I don't know what it is. Is there an anniversary of some sort that's important for you in regards to your son or your family? Just like that, very at large. I'm getting some type of a message. No, there's no pay cut, sweetie. No pay cut. What is happening around you? There's an anniversary, right? Does it have to do with your son? Whatever's happening, I don't know. I don't know. I got a message from your son. There was some type of anniversary coming on through. I feel like it has to do towards him. It could be with him leaving this world. It could be with many different things, but I'm just getting this overwhelming sense of sadness and love at the same time. So I'm getting sadness, I'm getting love, and I'm getting acceptance. So it's your 30-year marriage. All right, that's what's coming on through. Okay, well that makes sense with what your son is telling me. Sadness, acceptance, and everything. Yeah. Okay. Because there's a lot of sadness because ever since your son has departed, there's been a lot of disappointments. There's been a lot of complications into your life. Yeah, it makes sense. So we have like everything that is passing on through. Okay. Sweetheart, as a leaving message, I'm going to say this. Because of all the fluctuations of feelings that I'm getting from your son, it's like everything mixed on in together. There's love and there's happiness, but there's sadness, but there's acceptance. It's like if you have accepted the relationship that you have now with your husband because of circumstances that life has given towards you. And there's a certain amount of sadness that is coming from that, emanating from your son, because your son never really wanted that to be, or to create some type of an issue between you and your partner. However, I feel as though your son, the main message I'm getting is not even just to repair your relationship. My main message is, it's just like he wants to give you a really big hug. So I'm going to say he wants to give you a big hug and just say that I'm sorry and things are going to be okay. Yeah. So, Indri, I'm going to say you're loved from here and from above. Your job is okay. Everything is all right. There's no problem whatsoever. As for your anniversary, I'll let you do whatever you want with that. Celebrate it as best as you want, sweetheart. Know that your son's around. Know that your son knows what you're going through. Knows that a lot of what you're going through is because of something that has happened with him. But he's giving you a big hug out of support and love. So I wanted to let you know. But for your job, sweetheart, don't. Everything's going to be okay. There'll be changes and modifications and reevaluations, but there's no pay cut. All right? I know you love him, and I know that he knows that you love him, sweetie. Love doesn't change because somebody has gone higher on up. Love is still very present. It never changes. Love never dies. It's always there. And sometimes I'm going to say love actually grows in different kind of ways because we're in different places. That's a little bit what I'm seeing between you and your son. So, Indri, whatever you're going to decide to do with your hubby, sweetie, I hope that you do have a nice, pleasant reunion. I hope that you guys can work on things slowly. But know that your son's not too far away. Ever, ever, ever. And he loves you. He's watching you. My beautiful angel, if you want to reach on out, you know my email's always there for you. I don't want you to worry about your job. Everything's going to be okay, all right? I will let him know, but he knows. He already does know. He knows. He sees you cry sometimes at night, sweetheart. He sees you cry. And I feel like whenever you do, he's like kind of hovering. I see him hovering over you. He sees like despair and sadness. And if he could change things, he would. He would go on back and he would do things completely differently. But he can't at this moment. So he has to live with his decisions. And I feel like he's trying to help you into the best way that he possibly can. But I will definitely let him know, sweetheart. I will. But he already knows. But I'll let him know anyways. I'm sending you much love. You're such a beautiful angel, sweetie. Everything's going to be okay, my love. Watson, let's come and see you so you can go to bed. Alright, hold on. Well, actually, it's way too early for you to go to bed. Yeah. I guess so I can go to bed. Now I'm going to open up my door because it's really hot. I cleaned my air conditioning earlier. I kind of felt like it wasn't cooling as much as it usually does. I don't know. I went on ChatGPT. I don't know what to do with that. It gave me a bunch of information that, strangely, I didn't find. Oh my god, I got the hiccups again. Alright, here we go once. Oh, jeez, Lord, I'm so sorry. I'm not even drinking anything that was bubbly. I don't know why I got these hiccups. Okay. Hold on. I will breathe for a moment. It will help me. Sweet Lord. Okay. I will get through these hiccups. Hanson, here we go. I'm so sorry for the pauses into my hiccups. I will survive. Please help Dad get a new job. Aww. I will. I will send the message. I will send the message on out, my beautiful injury. I will. All right. Here we go. My hiccups will leave. All right. So, Hanson. What are you thinking of doing? Are you thinking of love? Is there anybody around you? Look at the King of Cups, Two of Cups. What are you thinking about? What are you wanting, Hanson? Okay, look. Generally speaking, there's a lot of thoughts, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of beautiful love around you. But you have a lot to give. You have a lot of love to give. You have a lot of beautiful emotions. I'm going to say, sweetie pie, maybe this week is the time, maybe it's the week to to connect with somebody that you think is really interesting. It could be a good week. Seriously, King of Cups, Queen of Swords, and Two of Cups. Keep your heart completely open, my sweet love. Other than that, I'm going to say follow your heart, follow your emotions. You have beautiful people that love you, that are around you, who are trying to help you and guide you into the right direction. As for Eve, we do have our Queen of Pentacles. She's holding on to projects, to ideas. She wants to make more money. Other than that, she doesn't know how to make more money, however, but she wants to make more money. So, I'm going to say, I'm so sorry. Darn those hiccups. She is into a place where she's thinking a lot about her future. What she has, and how she needs to move on forward. An angel message. Here we go. Your patience is creating space for the right blessing to arrive. Keep your heart open, but don't chase what is meant to meet you halfway. An oracle message. Something is developing behind the scenes. What looks quiet now may soon reveal an unexpected opportunity, message, or an emotional shift. Please do trust that timing. And love messages. A heartfelt conversation is waiting to happen. So, someone wants to show you their feelings rather than just talk about them. A connection is moving from uncertainty towards greater clarity. And someone secretly hopes that you haven't completely moved on. Is the camera frozen? It's true, it's off! Oh my gosh! Alright, okay. I'm going to say the camera is saying it's time to stop. Lisa has the hiccups and we're just going to shut this camera off. Oh my God, you're so right. Like, yeah, I could do really obscenities in front of this camera. We'd be good. All right, so I love you guys, and we'll see each other same place tomorrow without the hiccups. See you guys later, and sweet dreams.